Here we go. I think the stream's up and running. It's always slightly awkward to start the stream because there's some amount of buffering in the beginning and I'm never quite sure how much it is. So sometimes I start talking and then it's just cut out because it was buffering. And sometimes I don't and then it's just awkward silence for a good 30 seconds. But we'll find out in due time. So I just had lunch. That was nice. Convinced Nicholas, or discussed, I would say, with Nicholas what kind of sounds and music we were having, or he was going to make for this little thing. And that is the trajectory we are on currently. It's slightly unfortunate because I have all my streaming gear at the office, or my office, and Nicholas has all his gear at his office. So I can't really stream and be with him making the music at the same time, unless I move all my streaming gear or he moves all his music gear, which is neither of them are particularly appealing. So we're gonna have to do this by ourselves, kinda. But that should all be fine. I think we're gonna take a little look at the to-do list for this. Right before lunch, we were tweaking like the turning radius of our little snake friend. And I think we'll probably come back to that because it's still not really the way I would like it to be. But if we switch over to this guy, we have done, boats are done. Or as done as they probably will be. Outer bounds also dealt with. Camera perspective, that's like it's, yeah, let's take it off for now. One thing I do want to change is to make Snake slightly faster. We're playing with it a little bit before we went out for lunch, and making it faster did feel quite a bit better because it's slightly sluggish now. But it's okay. And that's like the physics thing. There are, like, if you do your own, like fake your own physics kinda, or like implement them yourself, it's very, the system is less complex, so there are fewer moving parts. But if you have like the full-on physics engine, there's so many knobs to tweak. You get a lot of stuff for free, but you also get a lot of stuff for free that you didn't want from the beginning, so you have to like compensate for that. I'm fairly certain of the way I want the game to work, or that like the thing I want to be the thing you do in the game. So if we bring this up a little bit bigger, run it. And click it so it actually cares about our inputs. What's that was Nicholas. He forgot his bag. Sucks to be him. So if I drive around like this, let's go for this boat up here. If I like circle it, the thing I was trying to do before and tweaking the controls for, if I circle it like that and make it spin, I want it to be barfing out little sailors. So that's probably the next step, detecting that you are doing this to a boat. Come on. And then having them kind of fly off the boat in an adorable fashion. I think that's going to be a nice... I realize now that I'm actually not resetting the velocities on the head when I'm resetting the game, but whatever, it's fine. So let's So it's going to be slightly complicated because there's no super easy way for me to tell if I've ensnared a boat, especially if I at some point decide like, oh, I want the snake to be, I want a really long snake. Because then I could theoretically ensnare a whole bunch of boats. And what's like inside of the snake and what's not, it's a little bit unclear. It's also kind of hard to actually capture a bunch of boats, because like once you've done a wide outer loop, there's really no good way of shrinking it other than going on the inside of it. See if I can get a good spawn here. I want 3 boats together. It's hard to see what you're doing up in that corner because the water is so bright. Me. Come on. But I was gonna say something. I was gonna say that it's kind of unclear, right? Like to a human, it's plain to see that these boats are inside of the snake. But what if it's open like this? Are they still inside? What if what if I do something like this? Like they're still probably inside, but it's slightly unclear what the area that this defines is, especially if I do kind of like this. I want a zigzag kind of thing. So now you could probably make the argument that this boat is inside of the snake, but this one is kind of too. And the thing I want to get to with that is when the boats are spinning, when they're just driving around, they're sort of spinning on their own accord. But when I'm spinning them, that's kind of a different thing. And it's not entirely simple to determine why they're spinning. Like, are they spinning because they're hitting something else? Are they spinning because they are turning on their own accord? Or are they spinning because of the physics, like because of something the player is doing to them? Kirlosev, we've talked about your name before, is saying that you can probably triangulate the area inside of the snake and see if any of the boats are inside a triangle. Yes, yeah, that is something I could do. It's the problem there is defining what is the area inside the snake. Because you can get situations like it's. I think this is what I'm going to end up doing anyway, but I want to explain the issue a little bit. So suppose the snake is like this, and there's a boat right here doing something. It's not exactly enveloped by the snake because this distance here is too big, but the area, like if I just naively say that this is like all the points in the snake, blah, 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 and then I connect these two up at the end, like that. This is the area enclosed by the snake, which is not really what I want. I mean, I could do something with thresholding the distance between segments, but like, it gets really complicated really quickly because there are like a bunch of edge cases where it won't work. Like say I have the snake like this. If there's a boat in here, it is very clearly inside. That's actually a sort of slightly unfair way of drawing it. Come on. Yeah, so the snake is like this. And here's a boat. The distance here, still pretty far. So it's like, do I like try to enclose this somehow? It gets super complicated. So if I can somehow avoid doing that, that would be nice. So we'll try that. I think I'm just going to try that. I'm just going to keep track of the like the number of rotations the boats have made in one direction or something. Or just keep track of, I don't know. There's so many ways this can be raycast from the boat to check if the boat can see something other than the snake. That's actually a good suggestion. And if it has snake all around it. I mean, I can, off the top of my head, think of a situation that would break that. So if you imagine that the snake is fairly long, like so, and you have more than one boat. This boat right here might raycast and just hit a bunch of other boats, meaning it won't know that it's actually trapped by the snake. The way the game works right now, this situation wouldn't actually happen because there are too few boats and the snake is too short for it to happen. But if I can figure out a way... So I'm thinking when the boats are just driving around normally, they'll be turning left, they'll be turning right, they'll be turning left. What I care about is when the boat rotates like 1, 2, 3, 4 rotations in fairly quick succession in the same direction. So I'm thinking I can get away with just checking for that. And if you like drive by the side of the boat and kind of drag your body along it, making the boat spin, even though it's not actually enveloped by the snake, that would still work. And Pronomixa is now saying that I can check to see if it can see the walls and just ignore the boats. You are absolutely correct. I could do that. That would work. But I think I'm going to try without doing that because like I don't actually care if the boats are enveloped by the snake or not, and I'm going to have to count the rotations anyway. So I think I'm going to start there, see how that works. If I need to do that thing, that's probably the way I'll do it. Yeah, we'll see. So, boat. I'm thinking I'll just keep track of which way it was facing before, and then look what Henkis, thanks for following. I'm thinking I'll just keep track of what the rotation was last frame and what rotation it is this frame with this update, and just add up the differences and see what we get. So we'll make a public, just so I can see it in the editor. Float, rotation, counter. Make that 0. So at the very end here, we're gonna go rotation. Someone followed me. Who are you? Traum Lewis, maybe. Thanks for following. I am Snake. This is relevant to the Snake demographic, this game. So that makes sense. Rotation counter. Math. Angle, delta, angle. Between rotation, or last rotation, I guess it doesn't really matter. And body rotation. And we want to add that. Sort of figure out a clever way to reset progress if it goes the wrong way. But let's just start with this, and we'll see what we get. I'm not going to work harder, Yoel. I'll work. That's the one I'm looking for. I'll work the speed that I damn well place. So this boat right here was really confused there for a while. Last rotation. I'm not doing this correctly. I think it's also like at startup, it's going to be a little bit weird. So where is it spawning these boats? Spawn boat, boat, transform, rotation, boats, add, boat. Because ideally I want to ignore the first. Let's do it something like this, minus 99. This is a little bit dirty, but it will get the job done. If last rotation, actually, let's do this. If float is none, last rotation, then we do it, and if not, we just update it. Because I think it gets a really big value right at the start. And you couldn't see me doing that, but that's fine. Minus 79. One rotation, 2 rotations, 3 rotations. See, this is the number we're looking at down here. See what happens if I rotate the boat the other way. I was doing the other way before, right? Let's try that again. Game controller, I want exactly one boat. If I go this way, number gets bigger. I was under the impression that I could make the number go smaller as well. But maybe I did this wrong somehow. And now it's going smaller. That's good. That means it's actually working. Paronamix is asking about thoughts around the soundtrack. Yes, the guy I just had lunch with is going to be making a soundtrack. I delivered an accordion to him last night after streaming, so he has my accordion. I can't play the accordion, but I do have an accordion. It's sort of a chicken egg solution, but now I have the chicken, so now I can learn to play the accordion because I have an accordion. Let's not get into that. He has my accordion. He's going to make some jaunty C tunes with that. So rotation counter, I'm thinking we'll have a third variable here that is an integer that is num rotations. And we're going to do it this way. So if I'm going to save this value for rotation delta. If, what did I call it? Rotation counter. That's a bad name. Let's call it rotation sum or something like that. Is bigger than 360. Then num rotations is incremented, and rotation sum is set to 0. Because the thing I want is I don't want you to go half a rotation one way, and then to get it to go a full rotation the other way, you need to do like a complete revolution the other way, because I want it to be like, as long as it's going one way, or like as soon as it starts going the other way, it starts counting immediately. So I'm thinking if rotation delta sine rotation delta is not the same as the sine of the rotation sum, the rotation sum is reset to 0. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems to be working, and it's summing up everything correctly. I don't know if what view are you guys on? You are on the Unity view. That's good. So now, if I start spinning the boat the other direction, which is not super easy, but I can't even remember if this is a different direction from what I was spinning earlier. Let's start over. So this is spinning the boat counterclockwise. Let's spin the boat clockwise. I think I'm gonna have to draw some debug stuff to keep track of this. But this also seems to be $12, $13. This also means that I can spin it 2 times clockwise and 2 times anti-clockwise and still have it be 4 rotations total, which is, I'm going to comment this so I can check how far the, hang on, boat has rotated since last frame. If this delta is not the same sign as the sum of the rotation, reset the sum. This immediately. So this also means that ignore any data from the first update because the boats are rotated randomly here. Check the sum being bigger than a full revolution. I can also set this to like 180 degrees, which might make more sense. So you don't have to do the full, so I could do that, you have to spin them 2.5 rotations or 1.5 or even a half rotation. So that's good. If num rotations are bigger than let's do this instead. Call it on rotation complete, something like that. Damn it. Cool. So this brings us to the point where we probably have to implement sailors. Whoops. I don't know if you guys could even see that, but I just minimized all my windows. That's slightly inconvenient. Boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna commit this. Feels like I got away with that. I think that's gonna work. We'll see. We'll start spawning some sailors from the boats, and we'll see how that all works out in the end. So I don't know what the sailors should look like. I'm Googling images now, but I'm too scared to show you the browser window because I don't know what's going to show up. It is slightly risque. But it's not too bad. Well, let's just start drawing and see where we end up. because everything is a circle in my world. That's where we will start our journey as well. Get some background in here. Let's make this a nice ocean blue. So that's probably what they're going to be overlapping with. I don't know, like there's the sailor this kind of outfit. I don't know if fisherman is probably more fun. I'm thinking these kinds of hats. That's just perfect. I don't want them to be like beardy dudes. That's boring. Let's try. What if? What color shirt would you wear if you were a sailor or a seaman? You'd probably wear like an orange. You're like a crab fisherman or something. Like an orange raincoat, and then like a dark green, brown kind of. Is that gonna work? That did not work. Striped shirts with hats, maybe. Pirates are. It's just boring. It's just boring. Incredibly boring. Like pirates and zombies. Like really dark. I should have done this the other way around. This is what I was going for. This circle bigger. I'm just gonna flip the colors around on this. That was harder than it should have been. And then I don't know about the colors, but we'll stick with this for now. And this will be like so, and like so, and much, much thicker. Like that. And then it needs to be behind everything else. Yeah, this is gonna, I think this is gonna work. Kirillovsev posted something. Yeah, this is pretty much a straight up seaman with the funny little hat. I want fisherman. I think that's what I want, fisherman. Looks kind of like a landmine. Or not a landmine. Sea mine? Ocean mine? I don't even know. Would you just a mine? Is that the word? These need suspenders. What did I do now? Do that, and we are going to group them, and we are going to center them. Why is it making the other one the key object? That's annoying. There we go. Center. That made less of a difference than I thought it would. This looks like a weird skin color now, so that's not what I want. More orange. You like the roundness. That's good, Nicholas. All I want is for you to be happy. Give them a stupid little head. And I should probably also make it so, oops. I don't know if you can hear me clicking, but there's a lot of it. Lots of clicking going on. This is, I think this is something. have no idea how to actually animate this later, but we'll figure it out. I think they're pretty pasty guys. I think he would be living at sea like that. I'm not entirely sold on this color scheme. Maybe yellow is the like, look at this fisherman's rain gear. Yellow, 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 yellow. Pants, maybe trousers would have been smarter. Let's see if I can find one picture of the thing that I have in my head. But he's wearing them the way you sensibly would wear these types of clothes. Like you wouldn't have your pants outside of the rest of your gear, but because then if it's raining, your leg part would be filled with water, and that's not something you'd want. Let's consider these hats for a while. So it's kind of a that kind of shape, but not really. This is my guy. This is dangerous. Seems like a reasonable guy. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look at that guy. I'd buy that guy. I can? $69? What? It's lucky it's that expensive, because if it was like $5 I would have bought it. This guy, he can be my reference. This is perfect. What? It's no longer available. I have never been this disappointed in my life. Okay, I'm gonna put him over here where I can see him and you can't. These guys are gonna be tiny, so it's in one way it's not super important how they look. In another way, it's really important how they look, because you need to, like, their shape needs to be readable even at a distance. This will be the top of the hat. But not really, because it needs to be like that. And then the circle. Did I just do the exact same thing again now? I think I did. Heltidsluffare. That is a really good username. I think this is wrong. I don't think this is the way it was intended to be by the Lord of artwork. It's not going well right now. I suppose it's like the thing behind his head is kind of a circle, right? So if I just make this and put it behind everything. Like that, maybe. And then there's a little top part that goes on top of everything. That is kind of a circle like this. Looks like a really stupid haircut. It's awful. It's nowhere near a hat right now, but it is pretty funny. I like it. Maybe his face is too big. That makes it look even more like a stupid haircut. Amazing. I think I'm gonna try this. And we'll get an interesting shape to work with. Because I think this is what we're missing right now. This is kind of the front part of the hat. Needs to go on top like that, kinda. Oops. This is a rather substantial improvement already. And now we do this, and we make this smaller. This is going to be about the size of his head. It's going to go behind everything else. Did I break this now? No, I didn't. This is pretty nice. It still looks like a stupid haircut, but this is something at least. I mean, stupid haircut is also something. I'm also guessing making it two-toned would it looks like Kenny Starfighter. I'm not sure if I agree, but That probably makes exactly no sense to anyone who's not Swedish, but no. Like this guy. Come on, Chrome. Here we go. This guy. I guess with the hair. His hair is pretty stupid, but in an entirely different way than our little sailor. I think we need to make the hat a different color from everything else, just to make it. It's very annoying. Illustrator, you are very annoying right now. I don't know about the face of these guys. If I should give them like eyes, proper eyes. It is like free goodness. Align to artboard, please. I should center everything. That is going to make my life easier. Center. Yeah, cool. Ungroup. Give him, or her, I guess. Big eyes are basically free good shit. Everything's easy to make. Let's look at that. That is really good already. No effort. I don't know, maybe. Gotta keep in mind that these guys are gonna be tiny. Pretty good. I think I need to make the hat, whatever, a little bit bigger. Somehow that was not an improvement at all. No, I broke it. Undo everything forever. So do a twofold reference and have them have one eye. That is actually worth trying. I could do that for the snake. I think that would make perhaps more sense to have a one-eyed snake, as it were. A one-eyed sea snake. Dark helmet. I'm perfectly fine with dark helmet. So I think I am going to, I've never done it that way before. I'm going to drop this out as SVG. It has a bunch of masks and crap in it. We'll see how the Unity importer thing deals with that. Sailor. Look at him. Oops. That's beautiful. I think it's safe to say that it didn't actually deal with deal with that super well. That is funny though. He looks funny. I think I'll keep it this way. beautiful. Okay, so I guess I need to expand this before I save it. Do I have something else with a clipping group on? Yeah, these.